Githyanki protocol is clear. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later. But I want it all the same. Do you?
Hells yeah! Githyanki are the gangsters of the astral realm, man. Oh no.
Oh no!
Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Star Plays Baldur's Gate 3. Hopefully that little introduction I did isn't too cringy. Needless to say, I made some progress in this episode. Since I had previously failed to include Will in the conversations regarding the tadpole dream, I showed the entirety of that conversation in this episode. In fact, that's the only important conversation that occurs before I go back to the overworld.
I had a dream last night. A vivid one. And so did you, judging from the way my tadpole is tingling. Someone came to me and promised to protect me while claiming that the parasite could empower me. Tempting as these powers sound, we should recognize this dream for what it is, the tadpole's little trick. No good ever came from trusting honey-tongued strangers conjured up by illithid worms. I wouldn't advise it. Play with fire and you get burned. That's always the way of it. My father once said, "One does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call." So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after. Proud? No. Angry. Angry at the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers demanded a blade, and so I heeded. And it's nice to meet someone of your talents. Having a worm wriggling in my skull didn't instill much confidence in the days ahead. With you as my ally, the future looks a little less daunting. It's said that anyone who bathes in the river of blood emerges as one born anew. It's a lot like that, I imagine. I feel the weight of these horns on my head, curling upwards like a mammoth's tusks. I feel these ridges snaking down my neck, not to mention a few bumps and prongs in unmentionable places. But I haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my mirror. What do you see? It's because you know the heart lurking under the horns. The people will see a curiosity, maybe even a beast hungry for their souls. But I will slay their monsters, keep them safe, and one day they will see the Blade of Frontiers again.
My past self decided to do some backtracking, as you will hear my past self explain. If I recall correctly, last time we were told that I was underleveled for this area, so I'm going to go level up. I ultimately decided to return to the Goblin encampment to see if there's any extra experience points that I can earn there.
You seem to know a good deal about our condition, Git. Everything, really. Not to put too fine a point on it.
A humble specimen, aren't you?
On occasion.
What's up for discussion?
If you want to keep your insides on the inside, don't cause any trouble.
Well, alright then.
Couldn't guard his nose from his fingers. Ain't fair! Now quit moaning. Ain't moaning if it's true. Look it, Claw. Sapper's here. Unless you got another reason to be here. Fexite.
Let's try to be diplomatic, shall we? Goblins don't come by the handfuls, but by the dozens.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Good for you, mate. Now get out of my sight before my wall grips you a new hole.
Okay. An even 10. Not bad.
How'd you know? Dumb as a rock, but world class at tearing the throats out of wee ones, she is. Rest of her litter's inside in the pens. Beautiful beasts. Be a shame if you came all this way without having a look. But I can't let you pass just like that. Celebrating a raid we are. You'll need to wear our war colours. Nice to have this across the mug. Ought to do it. Whatever calls you.
It was when I decided to amuse the goblin by putting dung on my face that I knew I began questioning my decisions.
I can't believe you did it! You stupid idiot! Go on, mate. Enjoy the festivities. You earned it. Depends who you are. We're celebrating a raid. No better time in camp than this. Get yourself a bit of fun before it dries up. Rip the guts out of Joaquin's rest, we did. Inns are good for gutting. Lads even captured some Duke. Worth celebrating, that is.
I'd rather have a second tadpole than do that.
Little blue beetle.
Shah's blessings upon you.
Stop fidgeting. God,
Here we go.
cold bleeds from the bloody wall.
Great taut drum sits before you. One strike would likely ring for miles, alerting goblin reinforcements. From the far distance, you hear a blast of goblin voices.
Lovely rhythm, that. Pity the drums for calling him back up. Don't worry. Seeing how you made us dance, I won't let them kill ya. This time.
You hit the alarm, didn't you? Who we after?
No alarm, just a bit of music. Scram!
That guy again?
It appears as though, in between the events of episode 2 and 3, the goblins decided to capture Bolo.
Oh, a stranger in a fair camp. Laugh if you dare, recoil if you must. With fragulous crown and with scepter abraid, draw Ragslin, short work of the innkeeper made. The inn burnt to ash. The captives were many. Goblin kind had reduced them to cowering filthenny. So raise it, your goblets, and drain them with pride. Draw Ragslin, the true soul, had led you glad.
Come on, you turnip!
Ha! Quite so. Now, if you'll excuse me, draw Ragslin, draw Ragslin, I am draw Ragslin, Tumptuous, draw Ragslin,
You broke him!
Wait, wait. Draw Ragslin, we pray, we...
Come on, pigeon! Back to your cage!
Now, look what you've done.
On!
Of course, ma'am.
My name's Gripper, idiot!
Right, yes. Not fool me.
How many did you have? 5? That's nothing. This is gonna be my night. Good. 10. Go.
You going on the next raid? Bring me back something pretty. Get off your arse and do your own killing. For the last time, that weren't a wizard. It was a bloke with a torch.
We have to find Halcyon before it's too late. I doubt these goblins care much for their
Bloody racket.
Let's hope we find him in one piece.
Oh, come on now. They're just having a bit of fun. Aye, so much fun that those thieves almost got past. We got 'em now, eh? And once the whelp starts singing, we'll know who sent 'em. Aye, might be we'll pay 'em a visit in return. That'll be some real fun.
Yes.
Oi! Ain't no party in here. We're doing the Absolute's work. State your business. Now.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
I realize that I am often given the option to use illicit powers on goblins. However, I try to use that as sparingly as possible.
Likes of you, please. Only boss you need concern yourself with is me. Out! Now.
Seluna. As if mingling with a horde of goblins wasn't bad enough. Let's do what we have to do, then get out of here. Quite the understatement, but yes. Let's not linger in this place any more than necessary.
Already told you to bugger off, didn't I?
Your mind lurches, reeling suddenly as if bitten.
Oh, beg your pardon, true soul. At your service, of course. Well, 'cause that's what you are, innit? One of them as hears our thoughts. And the voice of the Absolute. Like Priestess Gut and Boss Ragslin. Gods, we even got a drow now. We follow the Absolute, and them she speaks through. At first, we thought it was just Priestess Gut and Boss Ragslin. Then the drow came along. And you and all now, I reckon. Go ahead, please. I'm sure you're expected. The Absolute is gathering us all together. For something big, I reckon. Bloody racket.
Oh, come on now. They're just having a bit of fun.
Do you hear the Absolute's voice? Do you feel her inside you?
I only hear her through you, priestess.
That's because she chose me. You're not worthy yet.
And the one thing I learned down there, don't matter.
Smells like bird. Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh.
I don't know what compelled me to allow the priestess to brand me with the Absolute's symbol, but I assume something was telling me in the back of my mind that something like that would come in handy.
Shows our devotion to the Absolute. These maggots see how strong we are with her guidance. Whole camp will be branded soon, and you should be too. You ready? Brace yourself. This'll sting. Hold still.
As pain muddles your thoughts, your minds become entangled. A familiar sensation. She, too, carries a parasite. Darkness seems to swallow the temple, leaving you with a vision of the goblin priestess receiving instruction from a handsome young man, one of the chosen. The vision dissolves away. You stand before the goblin priestess in the temple once again. Her faith floods into you, a tide of shuddering ecstasy. Her tadpole nestles within that mania, secure, hidden.
I feel you in there, digging around. Works both ways. And I saw some weird shadows swimming around in your head just now. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another. A creature? There's definitely something rotten in there. Let me take a closer look. I ain't seen anything like this before. Hey? Ain't nothing wrong with me. You're the one who's sick in the head. No need to panic, though. With the Absolute's will, I can fix anything. Let's deal with this in my chapel. It's private. Don't want this lot interfering with true soul business.
Oi!
priestess.
Like us?
We want the mark.
Why do they think they're talking to a god?
Ain't we good enough for the Absolute?
Perhaps that's how we would have ended up had our Nautiloid not been attacked.
I apologize for the jump cuts in this episode. I recorded this series over the course of several days, but not in a row.
Oi, come here. I ain't waiting around. Ready to clear your head? Whatever the Absolute tells me to. Don't worry, she loves you. I can tell. Don't want a crowd of gawpers. Everybody else needs to leave.
Goblins. Not a shred of dignity to be found among them. Chook. You believe you can survive without me? A practical choice.
Or maybe not. I guess I'll just leave the goblin encampment like nothing ever happened. That is an option after all. For some reason, it took me quite a bit to figure out that I was journeying separately from my party members. I don't know what triggered it, but I assume it has something to do with Priestess Gut wanting me to be separate from my party members. Where's the rest of my party? Oh. Oh, when did this happen? I have to reload my save, I guess. When I returned back to the ruined village, I discovered the fate of the tieflings that left the druid's sanctuary.
Anything of use?
Lady of Sorrows, guide us. Did you want something? Fine. What's on your mind?
I don't think I've ever had a confidant quite like you. And if I have, I can't remember them.
That place is sealed off to the world now. I don't see the point in dwelling on it anymore. Not while we've our own problems to see to.
After taking a look at what happened to the remains of the Druid's Grove, I decided to once again check out the ruins that I found in episode 1. The battle in the ruins took me about 11 minutes to get through.
Let's see.
The end of this clip was interrupted by someone that I know. So, when I was recording this, I decided to wait until much later in the day before I went back to the game.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
The only notable thing that I did while in the crypt was find a few books and quote a certain goblin that I saw in episode 1.
First you look, then you touch, then you take.
What to do?
Go ahead. I'm listening. Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. But it is a delicate process to keep my condition stable. I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close by. It will not be too much longer.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
What's hiding here?
First you look, then you touch, then you check. Oh, that goblin was right. That's funny. There isn't a whole lot that happens between now and 17 minutes into the clip, so I will show all the important parts until that point. That's new.
What's up for discussion?
The boar grunts and eyes you warily with its beady eyes. The boar shuffles its trotters, unsure. Then it dashes away into...
We appear to come across a group of people that refer to one person as a true soul. Apparently, the goblins were not the only ones doing this. Anyone with a mind flayer parasite is considered a true soul, apparently.
You're a true soul. You can't die. Please, stay with us.
I don't think he's conscious. Can you hear us, Ed?
You, not a step closer.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
He's hurt badly. An owlbear got him deep. If there's anything you can do...
I'm watching you.
The injured man locks eyes with you. A familiar squirming churns in your head. Your minds intertwine. You see his siblings, Andric and Brenna, new recruits. Yours to shepherd.
Protect them. She is a true soul. Mind her. She will... She...
Edwin! Ed! Please!
He's with the Absolute now. You're a true soul. Edwin, our brother, he was chosen. Like you. Do you have orders for us? We were reporting to Edwin.
What? Are you testing us? The Absolute is our goddess. She's going to rip down the old world order, start a new one. Then we'll be the ones with the power. Well, you will firstly, true soul. You don't need me to explain that.
A true soul, like you, has been chosen by the Absolute. You speak with her voice, and when the time comes, the true souls, you will rule.
That fellow had a tadpole in his head, and they consider him blessed? Chosen? What madness is this?
I don't know any druids. We know that all too well, ma'am, but the Absolute sent us here.
We're looking for fugitives, survivors from that ship that crashed farther west of here. You! Brenna! Kill her!
After dealing with the people that turned on us because we revealed to them that we were on the Nautiloid, we find out that we can consume their Mind Flayer parasites.
Lady of Sorrows, guide us. Did you want something? Quite the understatement, but yes, I have it. And I'll guard it with my life. I was part of a group sent by my cloister. We were to take the artifact from the Githyanki and bring it to Baldur's Gate, no matter the cost. Though it turned out the cost was very steep. I was the only one of the group to survive. I took the artifact and fled, only to be ensnared by mind flayers before I could finish the mission. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. That's not a luxury open to many people, us included. I have my faith to turn to instead. You should find something of your own.
There's an illithid parrot.
Strange power resonates within the corpse. It calls to you.
Follow your instincts. Don't be afraid.
Your limbs move of their own accord. There's something of value here, something your mind craves. Why let its host's memories go to waste? The tadpole has absorbed it all. Its experience could nourish you, strengthen you.
This one is a true soul parasite. It can enhance you. You can absorb its potential. Open your mind to it. You already know how.
Your mind swells as it subsumes everything the tadpole has to offer. Everything it was and everything it was destined to be. Pure potential. Pure power.
Good. You have grown your power and improved your chances of survival.
Now that I have absorbed the first of the many Mind Flayer parasites I will most likely consume throughout this playthrough, the game tells me that I can use illithid powers by going to the brain menu, as I had already shown in the previous episode. While I was looking for ways to earn more experience points, I decided to wander into an owlbear den.
Owlbear tracks. Its nest must be nearby. I'll give it a shot.
This goblin was loaded. I was honestly shocked to find a goblin having so much gold despite being dead. roughly around the center area of the den, I come across a bunch of loot.
Looks like a shrine to Seluna over there. There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel its aura. This thing won't yield its contents easily.
There was a special thing called a gilded chest that dealt damage to me every time I tried to click on it. I don't know what I need to open it, but it caused me to lose a lot of hit points because of it.
I'm slipping away. Help.
Which way to the nearest library?
Indolence breeds madness.
At least things have stayed interesting. Swift as my feet can carry me.
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
Seriously? A critical failure?
You can only surmise the obvious. The owlbear is out for blood. The owlbear stares, but doesn't move to attack. The way out seems clear.
I ultimately decided it was a bad idea to mess with the owlbear and her cubs. So I retreated in order to go look for more experience points.
An empty mind flayer vessel. If its occupant survived, then nowhere to be seen.
Somewhere out in the wilderness, I came across a dog that had recently lost its owner.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
The dog lowers his hackles, his head tilted inquisitively. Convinced that you're harmless, he turns his attention back to the corpse. Around his neck is a collar etched with a name, Scratch. With a deep, heartbroken whine, the dog bows his head. The dog whimpers nervously, as if to urge you on. The dog looks at his owner with sad eyes. He does not move. The dog sniffs your hand, his tail swung low in understanding. He knows how to find you.
On a pathway leading to a swamp-like area, we meet 3 people.
Enough! We know you have her. Please, we just want Mayrina back.
Lads, for the love of all that is holy, I've never clapped eyes on your poor sister.
Drop the act, hag. You was the last to see Mayrina. Just let her go. Please.
You there? Please, I don't know what's come over these boys. I just want to go home.
The old woman's face creases with false concern. You realize she's lying about seeing this girl, Mayrina.
Stop this! We won't ask again! Careful! Don't trust a word out of her mouth. Our sister went to the hag, and we ain't seen her since.
Hand over heart, I don't know their sister. I will gladly help you all look for her, though.
Enough. Where is she?
Bollocks! You were supposed to rush to my defense, love. Fat lot of good you are. Some advice? You ever darken my door, you'd best have that head bowed and an apology at the ready. Bye-bye now.
Bloody hells. She just disappeared. Ain't seen nothing like that before. She could shoot fireworks out of her backside for all I care. The hag has Rena. It's our sister, Mayrina. Well, she was in a bad way after her husband died. Started saying weird things, like how she was gonna bring him back. Next thing, she's gone looking for the hag. Of all the stupid things to do. And we haven't seen her since. And no good ever came from dealing with a hag. None of this matters, all right? We need to get her back, and fast!
As it turns out, a hag is a really powerful creature in Dungeons & Dragons.
You saying we should leave Rena to that monster? Is that it? Hold on, Joel. Let her talk. What would you suggest? Are you joking? I ain't got a clue who you are. No way I'm leaving Rena to you. But, Joel... Not a chance. We're getting her back on our own. Now, come on.
I gotta follow them.
Chill runs up your spine. You feel like you're being watched.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, there's no way he's gonna win that one.
place has a quiet sense of calm. You can't see anything strange.
I think one of the few ways you can defeat a hag is by outsmarting one. You will get to see what happens when I make my first mistake with the hag.
I don't want a crumb left on that plate, girl.
Auntie Ethel, please. One more bite and this pie is gonna come back up to say hello.
Don't make me get the wooden spoon. You're eating for two, so get to it. If it isn't the cheekiest pup of them all, you'd best have one hells of an apology for me, young lady. Oh, the wizard thinks she's smart because she can read. You know, I was gonna give you a swift kick up the arse and show you the door, but I think you and I could have a bit of fun together. Gods grant me patience. Eat up, Mayrina. I won't say it again.
My brothers, you saw them?
They stopped by to pass on their congratulations. Said they'll be waiting for you at home.
Oh. But why didn't they come in to see me?
All they left was a message, which I passed on, didn't I? Don't be stressing. And you, hush. Don't be upsetting the girl with such things. Then you don't know her like I do. She's getting exactly what she wanted. Don't you fret. Besides, you should save your energy for that wriggler swimming in your brain juice. Fierce inconvenient, isn't it? Busybodies are not appreciated around here.
Must you stick out your neck for every dimwit in distress?
I'll talk about your wriggler, and that's it. Last warning. You want to play the hero so badly? Fine. Let's make this interesting.
You blink and the wilderness changes. A swamp, stinking and insidious, assaults your senses.
When the hag turned invisible, I ultimately felt like she was planning something, and I didn't want to get involved at the time. Keep in mind, this was before I discovered the dash mechanic. I didn't even know that was an option until I got to this episode.
Enjoy playing with your new friends. Bye-bye.
With nearly all my party members dying, I led Shadowheart to the basement of the hag's shack.
Was that...
You are as thick as they come, sweetness. This is my personal playhouse, and you don't have an invite. Get out! Has that wriggler eaten your brain already? Leave. Or you'll end up in tonight's stew. You'll go nicely with Marina. She's already marinating. Ha!
Away! Away!
No harm in a little.
Don't look. Don't! No. No! Don't look. Mustn't look, mustn't see! I see it. What's to come? Me. Dead. Dead! Flesh rotten, bone shining!
It turns out this game is so detailed that they have conversations for almost everything.
Ethel said to look, to see truth, see death, see, gods, don't hurt me. Oh, please, 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 please. No! No! Monster! For mind dripping, flesh peeling, mind flayer! No! No! Mind flayer! Get away! Get away!
Ravings had better not come to pass.
My sweet Callum, whose beloved asked that his beauty never fade.
Stop! Please! Please!
As you edge closer to the mirror, a pale face appears, contorted in fear. Fists slam against the mirror's surface again and again.
Look. Don't. Stop. Please. Please. Away. Away. Don't look. Don't.
You feel crushing waves of fear as the presence within the door recoils. It can't let people through, not again. Images flash. A man cowering, a bag open at his feet. Gold coins spilling onto the floor. His cries for mercy are cut short as the hag slices into him, dismembering him painstakingly, limb by limb. She cackles, the man's remaining flesh twisted and contorted, becoming the twisted surface of the door before you. Flee, you feel it cry. Frustrated, the door rattled. You see the hag and yourself. You lay bleeding as she leans over you, a smile on her face. Her teeth, a row of deadly needles, shine as they dive into your throat, blood spraying. The door twitches, but stays firm. Its form flickers, and you realize that the door is transparent. You see the hag. She walks through the door, its form shimmering. The lightest touch of hope brushes your mind as the presence within retreats. You feel the barest hint of life from within the door. You see the hag, eyes bright with glee, as she sets fire to the door. With a jerk, you're pulled from the vision. The presence within shrinks, begging you not to run through it.
Away! Away! Away!
It turns out with only Shadowheart, I didn't know what to do next. So I reloaded my save and went back to a point before entering the shack.
A chill runs up your spine. You feel like you're being watched.
As a wizard, I was able to discern the swamp's true form.
Come on, then. Don't leave me in suspense. How are you feeling? No errant tentacles? No sudden cravings for a more cerebral diet? Wonderful. Advantages are a more precious commodity than I'd have hoped, given the nature of our predicament. I commend you on your willingness to take such a risk. Now, let's hope your new illithid fuel prowess tipped the balance suitably in our favor. Was there another matter you wish to discuss? Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. But it is a delicate process to keep my condition stable. I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close by. It will not be too much longer.
After I have spoken with Gale, at the time I decided to save the game and then record more footage another day. Okay, last time I revealed that this area was actually a bog crafted by I don't know what she's called. I thought of a clever way to get past the hag without having to sacrifice any of my party members. You'll get to see how I do this once I get past the bog. Let me just save here.
Let's see what this does.
Watch that tone, sweetie. You want to be in my good books. Trust me. That wriggler in your head isn't going to get its damn self out, is it? No, but it is yours. And if I were you, I would be very concerned. I can tell you're almost done cooking. You know, you could turn just like that. What do you say? Want me to take care of the little bugger? A devil? Spare me. Blathering windbags in love with the sound of their own voices. I'm the safer bet. Plus, you'll get to keep your soul. Ah, good luck with that. But don't you fret, Petal. I'm sure you'll make a very pretty mind flayer. Come now, Marina. Time to go.
Wish I had a bag of holding.
Oh. It's not even active when...
Very well.
Hello, sweetness. What do you say? Want me to take care of the little bugger? Keep your own little nose in your own little dish, Petal. I don't like busybodies. Ta-ta, Petal. Come see Auntie soon.
Fireplace isn't real. What's hidden behind it?
Of course.
Sometimes the only way out is through. These boots have seen everything.
Let's finish this. On my way. Victory awaits. Make way.
What's supposed to happen?
Enjoy playing with your new friends. Bye-bye.
As you wish.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
My condition is worsening again. I need to consume some powerful magic or it may become volatile. Thank you. It is a strange experience. Each time anew. Like her. Lost soul is spelunking through the darkness that is me, only to be sacrificed on the dread altar of the heart. Somehow the second artifact hasn't had the effect of the first. It's somewhat relieved the discomfort, but I fear my hunger hasn't quite...
Don't look. Don't.
The magic isn't having the effect it should have. It's not like the last time, like a rainstorm that quells a forest fire. It merely drizzles. The embers still sizzle, the fire remains undefeated. I'm not certain what's going on, but nothing good. Please, I need to think. I need to retrace my steps to a glade of calm and think. Thank you for the artifact. A great deal of trouble it was too. A great deal of trouble indeed.
In the basement of the hag's shack, I get unique dialogue because all my party members are alive.
No, no! Don't look! Mustn't look, mustn't see! I see it! I see what's to come.
You realize there's magic at work. Some type of spell. An illusion.
Me. Dead. Dead! Flesh rotten, bone shining! Lies! Lies! I see it! See truth, see death! All future! No, real! Real! Knife twisting, bone raking, skull splitting, heart. Gods, don't hurt me. Oh, please, 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 please. Ah! No! Stop! Trick, trick, trick! They're the monster! Monster! For mind dripping, flesh peeling, mind flayer! Mind flayer!
No intention of letting that happen.
Away! Away! Don't.
What path lies before me?
Stop!
You feel crushing waves of fear as the presence within the door recoils. It can't let people through, not again. Images flash. A man cowering, a bag open at his feet. Gold coins spilling onto the floor. His cries for mercy are cut short as the hag slices into him, dismembering him painstakingly, limb by limb. She cackles, the man's remaining flesh twisted and contorted, becoming the twisted surface of the door before you. Flee, you feel it cry. A scene appears in your mind. 2 paladins and a cleric marching through the door, shrouded in the glow of the divine. Weapons brandished, they charge into the hag's lair. Screams of terror pierce the air.
You let them in? Naughty. That's a decade for each. You're mine for 30 more years, peddler.
You see an image of blue skies and sunshine as the door shudders a warning. Run. You see the hag. She walks through the door, its form shimmering. The lightest touch of hope brushes your mind as the presence within retreats. You feel the barest hint of life from within the door.
Stop! Please! Please! Away! Away!
For some inexplicable reason, I recall seeing that you had to take a long rest in order to level up. However, in my case, in the Hag's Shack, I leveled up without ever having to go to my camp. I find that kinda odd, to be honest. When I returned back to the area of the broken bridge, instead of turning left, I made a right to come across a bunch of dying hyenas.
Beast reeks of brimstone and offal. Every breath is thick with blood. You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another. Gnolls, vicious, monstrous humanoids can spawn from the corpses of dying hyenas. A swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. As the life fades from her eyes, the gnoll within her dies too, stillborn.
Good move.
Going for help. Walk on your back.
set up.
Oh no. This can't be good.
I'm ready.
Make way. Where do I go from here? Light on my feet?
Need to stay focused. Let's see.
Step to it.
my best interest.
Time to press ahead.
Got to focus. Got to move.
Rook to Queen 6.
On the move.
One day, I'll catch a break.
My faith will protect me. On I go.
Shall be done.
This is where my luck goes sour. I can already tell.
Good. Again. Can't give up.
my way.
Excellent. Let's end this.
Are you kidding me?
This battle was my introduction to gnolls. I honestly didn't know what to think of them at the time.
What's their goal?
I need healing.
They are so powerful that I literally ended up getting a game over from them.
Welcome to Joaquin's Rest. West, Baldur's Gate. East, El Terrell.
Remember in the previous episode when I passed by Joaquin's Rest? This time I decided to see if there was any experience points that I get while I'm here.
Something's burning.
He of the unsleeping eyes, grant me the might to carry this burden. Grant me the faith to face darkness without fear. Only a coward would speak ill of the fallen. Would that the arrow had pierced your heart instead. A massacre. Drow and goblins slaughtered the lot. Please, just leave me be.
I eventually returned to the mountain pass for Lae'zel to interrupt me.
Seems simple enough.
Wait. These markings. Tirsu script scratched in the ground. A creche must be nested in the temple below. We must go there at once. Githyanki writing. Every word a wheel, every letter a spoke. The most powerful texts are engraved in slate. Some so ancient, only the most erudite Gish can read them. You don't have to trust them, only to trust me. I have not failed you yet, and I have no intentions of it now. I don't need you to believe me for it to be true. Very well, you may lead. But if we stray too far that our chance is lost, I'll make my way there alone.
Blessed be you, pilgrim. Take respite now in the dawn's loving gaze.
Thunder, god of the dawning sun.
I discover that I took a wrong turn when I initiated the battle with the Death Shepherd and its flock. I went the wrong way. Last left off, Lae'zel wanted us to go to the creche that she's been wanting to go see. There's a cave over there.
How much farther can I go?
On our way to the creche, I decided to speak with someone named Lady Esther.
A friendly face. Oh, you are a sweet, sweet blessing, my dear. You know, I've had nothing but trouble all day. I've been accosted, chased, insulted. Look over there. Do you see that wretched little hive? Oh, it certainly looks that way. But inside, it is swarming with brutish, stupid, rude Githyanki.
Brutish and rude by your wretched standards, but stupid. Chucky.
Your charming companion would call it a creche. But it was built on what remained after the Githyanki slaughtered all of the monks. I'd call it a murderous training camp.
Acutely observed on both counts.
Honestly, I was doing them a favor offering to buy one of their eggs. And how am I repaid? Attacked and run off like some transient. The Society of Brilliance asked me to acquire one of their roe so they can incubate it and, once it hatches, raise the spawn in their tradition.
Please, do enlighten me. What is this tradition?
The Society believes a Githyanki raised in a peaceful, nurturing environment can overcome its violent nature. I'm sure your friend would agree. A Githyanki is as likely to forsake its violent nature as a gnome is to fly. You've been sipping from the same goblet as the Society. Perhaps you'd be willing to help then, to prove your point. They may have chased me away, but surely the Gith would welcome a person with such sympathetic views to their creche. And once inside, you could simply purloin an egg.
Steal one of Gith's own? I will slit your throat for even suggesting it.
I'm not talking to you. You'll be well compensated, of course. Just bring me an egg.
I decided not to help Lady Esther due to ethics issues with what she wants.
Pity. You'd have become rather rich had you the proper sense. Should you change your mind, you know where to find me.
Might not be the time. Damn, completely stuck. I wonder when it was used last.
I'm ready. Maybe not the right time. Damn thing won't budge. Hasn't been used in some time.
After some exposition, I finally reach Rosimorn Monastery.
That's enough. On your feet.
Where are you taking us?
If this is about that weapon your friend was talking about, we don't have it and we don't know shit about it.
Silence! Move!
No. No, I'm not going in there. I won't.
Anyone want to join her? As I thought. Through the doors. Now! The captain is expecting you.
Forward, carefully. These cultists have the Creche on high alert. Oh, enough waiting. I crave blood. Repositioning. The cultists have made enemies of my people. They will be eager for my help.
Especially when Savage Keck
Within
uses
the
you as
artifact, a
youngling
feeling
target
stirs. Uncertainty.
Your curiosity is getting the better of you. Do not let it. Stay away from the Githyanki. They're hunting you. They want the artifact. They'll stop at nothing to take it from you.
Then I ought to save right here. I spent nearly 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get into the monastery. I didn't figure out how to do so until the next clip. Allow me to skip to that part. In between the events of this clip and the previous clip, I decided to look up how to get into the monastery. It turns out there's only one way to do so, and it involves getting past a bunch of kobold.
What do you mean, too drunk? It's not possible.
This is no time to go playing with fire.
Got to move. Time to strike. Taking position.
Knight to King 5.
At the ready.
Heading there.
I am fury. I am death. On the move.
Pawn to Cleric 4.
Don't waste a step.
I will ascend.
Onward.
Victory awaits.
Before my time.
I am fury. I am death. You bow or you break.
Death can't have me. Not yet. Outflank, outsmart.
On I go.
Take two.
Nothing will stand in my way.
I will ascend. My path be true.
Death can't have me. Not yet.
I was not expecting to survive that. I'm glad I continued. In surviving this encounter with the Cobalt, I gained 1 inspiration point.
Better not be cursed.
Like an
On the second floor of the monastery, I encountered more kobold. However, in this encounter, I decided to reload my save because I didn't think I would survive this one.
Here we go.
Dawnmaster Welkin Glory. Dawnmaster Seed. The monastery's notable keepers adorn these intricate panels. Lathendarian monasteries of this size were usually overseen by Dawn Masters, esteemed members of the clergy.
I was examining the Dawn Masters in the stained glass plate. I assume collecting the Dawn Masters items will enable me to unlock something that can only be found in this room.
The reconsecration of the monastery, conducted by Dawnmaster Seed. Evensong before the Zenith Day, celebrated by Dawnmaster Stockhold. Dawnmaster Welkin Glory beckons forth the rising sun in Lathander's name. Dawnmaster Vassaid wielding... The rest of the inscription and picture has shattered away.
By unlocking the enchanted door,
No, never mind.
I came across what appears to be an NPC with the name Guardian of Faith. I have no idea what they are doing there or what their purpose is, so I decided to move on.
Stand your ground! Keep them busy!
Lathander, forgive me. We have to fire the lance.
Here goes nothing.
Stand your ground!
Looks like a magic mouth spell.
Keep them busy!
That voice probably belongs to someone long
Lathander,
gone.
forgive me. We have to fire the lance.
Throughout the monastery, I kept gaining experience points. I won't complain. We find that most of the Githyanki are held in the basement of the monastery.
State your purpose quickly.
Stand down, Gish. Is it not Vlaakith's command to welcome her faithful?
I expected no visitors, faithful or otherwise. Why have you come?
We seek the Zaithisk. Show me the way.
You are infected. A gate thrall is something to eradicate, not reason with.
The faithful may be purified. This is Vlaakith's protocol.
Fine. Let the Gustil carry out your fate. Report to the infirmary at once. And step carefully. Creche watches you.
No one stopped me yet. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Any word on the search for the artifact, Rustil?
Loose words are food for gay spies. You should know better.
Forgive me. We have not been visited by an Inquisitor in an age. It is an honor.
I would be more concerned than excited.
Seems simple enough.
I heard they're making us join the patrol soon. The search must be going badly.
Hush, Quaniral!
On my way to the Githyanki infirmary, I found a portrait of Vlaakith.
This imposing portrait depicts a powerful Githyanki warrior, undeniably regal in her mien.
Vlaakith herself. She is both the sun that blinds us and the void that contains us. Praise be.
In the corner of the painting is a small symbol you can't quite place. You recall stories of a prince riding a comet just like this one. With sudden clarity, you realize it's the symbol of Orpheus, a forgotten hero from the tales of your youth.
The sign of Orpheus? Blasphemy!
Would I could crawl to the Vandal myself.
This Githyanki looks different from the others you've seen here. The way her stark white skin stretches over her sharp features gives her a distinctly otherworldly aspect.
I'm honestly not that familiar with the lore of Dungeons & Dragons. So, when they brought up the Comet of Orpheus, I had no idea what they were talking about. I found the hatchery while I was looking for the infirmary. According to Lae'zel, there should be at least 15 eggs in a hatchery on average. However, this hatchery only has 1 egg.
I'd expect to see 15 eggs at the very least.
Something's on my mind.
Is Sticker permitted to view the birthing pools now? These are strange times. Step carefully while here. Our hatchery is protected by lethal safeguards. I do not wish to pick your remains from them. Amusing. You may speak to the Varsh if you wish, but stay away from the egg. There will be no second warning.
Look, I don't have time to talk to you, Istik. This place isn't going to clean itself.
Not now, Kachuki! We're busy! Wouldn't you like to know? Come on, Razak. Even
Something good here, I hope.
By walking past the Githyanki kids that are playing with a chest that is making a bunch of noise, we finally reach the infirmary.
There's a parasite nearby. You should take a closer look. Vertical incision from pineal eye to end of notochord. Intestinal coloration consistent with samples 231 to 259. Do you have a question? Or are you just going to stand there gawking?
I am a child of Gith, not discarded rat flesh. Am I not due your respect?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Let the Istik with you speak, and I will decide what respect you're owed. A very specific question. One that speaks of a more personal motivation for asking. I can only deduce. You have a parasite of your own. Curiosity without toil is like a broken viewing glass. Unfocused and incapable of insight. Let's see what knowledge your labors have borne so far. Tell me, what is your understanding of ceremorphosis? The stupidity encouraged on this plane never ceases to amaze me. Listen carefully. The tadpole is a parasite. Once it consumes enough of your brain matter, it instigates an excruciating transformation. Every fiber, every sinew of your being is torn apart and reformed into the repugnant flesh of a geich or illithid. That is ceremorphosis. Is that so? Conscious of the tadpole's presence, yet able to pretend otherwise. Fascinating. You aren't the first Istik to require my treatment. They are the most lucid by some margin. Either your tadpole is special, or you are. We must find out which. Go to the Sathisk. I will ensure you are cured. Your gratitude is unnecessary. The procedure brings its own rewards. Even Githyanki rarely experiences Sathisk. You are very lucky, Istik.
Originally, I wanted to end the episode after speaking to the Gusthill. However, I decided that there wouldn't be enough footage to have a proper episode if I were to do that. So I ended up recording another clip the following day.
Don't mind if I do. I'll give it a shot.
The device is strange, made of taut flesh and pockmarked metal. It waits for something.
The Zathusk. Vlaakith's purity distilled. My duty. My right. Praise Vlaakith. Let it be done.
Sit, child. Let the Zathusk end your suffering.
You must focus on the parasite at all times. The Zathusk will do the rest.
An unseen blade cleaves your mind in two. Impossible pain sears your bones and body in concert with Lae'zel's.
Yes, child. Speak the Talakit. Meditate on its verses.
You feel Lae'zel's mind rip and rupture. Is this purification? Is this the cure? You share in Lae'zel's agony. Every cell within her skull bursts into a constellation of fragments, sorted and reassembled. Lae'zel will die if she remains.
Yes, child. Tramar, Zala, Vlaakith, call to your queen.
My queen! Hear me!
That thing looks set to kill her!
Your vision narrows. You sense myriad specters of Githyanki past. This is their fate. This is their anguish. The pain is too great. The visions flicker, but refuse to come into focus.
Yes! Yes! Relieve me, Vlaakith!
Yes, child. Fate's her will.
Your marrow quakes within your bones. Behind the pain, a new sensation rises. Power.
Remove her!
The Zaith'isk overwhelms the both of you. The weight of the astral sea crushes your mind and spirit.
Enough!
Damn it all! The parasite. I still feel it. I am Githyanki. I will not be gay.
My life's work gone. And yet she lives. And so does her parasite.
Her voice cuts with a fanatical edge, an obsession bordering on mania. If there's a chance the parasite lives, she wants it.
The Zaith'isk does not fail. The only variable in this experience was you and your parasite. And I will uncover how this happened. Wait here. I will gather my tools.
No! I followed the protocol! I must be cleansed!
I followed protocol. I kept to my faith. Yet the Zaith'isk might have killed me. The Gustil tampered with it. Traitor. And there may be more still. This must be why the Inquisitors come. Vlaakith does not abandon Githyanki. The Zaith'isk was tampered with. There is no other explanation. Now hurry. We must go to the Chirai and inform him of the Doctor's sedition.
After discovering that Lae'zel's Zaith'isk has been tampered with, she says that we must go to the Chirai in order to inform them that the Doctor has interfered with Vlaakith's technology. I ultimately decided to return back to my resting camp in order to gather more information from my party members.
To the Inquisitor at the Creche. The Zaith'isk's failure must be reported. Kalir's clutch held 36 eggs, more or less. Though I've learned of creches that harbored 100. Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped Illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children.
From what Lae'zel has told me, I feel like the Githyanki are a rather fascinating race of people.
Shukiani. Githyanki chosen by Vlaakith herself to bear young. The Queen assigns when and where they must lay, and how many eggs they must bear. The Shukiani pass their eggs in the material plane. In the astral, time barely passes. It is a meticulous process, carefully timed so that the eggs hatch at once. Go on then.
So, the Githyanki have no cure for our condition. Unless you count death as a cure. I won't pretend to be surprised. On one hand, they seem useful. But on the other hand, or perhaps tentacle before long, we know where they're coming from. And what lies at the end of that path. I never expected seromorphosis to be tempting. I think we should resist these powers. There's simply too many unknowns for us to risk it. Well, perhaps you have a point. Fine. Let's explore these powers then. I just hope we don't come to regret it.
I'm sure you do. But please try to understand that it's not something I can just talk about freely.
Fine. Just keep out of matters that don't concern you.
Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this. I am indeed a disciple of Shah, Mistress of the Night and Lady of Loss. I assume you've heard of her? My Lady Shah is the Night Singer, the patron of darkness and loss. Most fear the dark, like children, because in darkness they see their fears reflected. But Shah teaches us to step beyond fear, beyond loss. In darkness, we do not hide. We act. Pain, hope, the promise of better days. All of these are heavy cloaks that bend our backs and burden our hearts. We shed those cloaks. Before Shah, we stand gloriously naked, beyond the vanities of mortals. There's comfort, yes. But often there has to be pain beforehand. We tear down the lies the world is drunk on. The institutions they trust, the so-called gods they worship, the lives they cling to. We destroy false idols, topple corrupt organizations, fight heretics wherever they're found. There's often suffering, death even. Many people break before they embrace Shah's truths. You're wiser than most. Many people balk at our doctrine. It's the reason why we cherish secrecy. You've a habit of saying all the right things. Either you're very glib or we're kindred spirits. Maybe both, knowing myself. But yes, once we've saved ourselves, we can talk more on this. I think I know what you mean. There's an undeniable rapport, and yet we haven't made time for each other. Time alone. Easily remedied, if you like. I know a place. Well, perhaps easy isn't quite the right word. We'll have to retrace our steps back out of the Shadow Curse. I'd like to get to know you better without worrying about hazardous surroundings. If it's all the same. That should do nicely. It'll be worth the trek back. I promise. We can go in your own time, but let's be careful to not advance too far forwards. I'd hate for us to miss our chance because events took a turn.
Shadowheart agrees with me when I say that we missed out on a chance to connect. So, my character suggested that we go back to the wilderness where we originally came from. It was when I returned to the wilderness when I decided to go back to my resting camp. So that way, Shadowheart and I can have uninterrupted time together.
Lady of Sorrows, guide us. Did you want something? Fine. What's on your mind?
Does it even need to be asked? We're beyond me merely liking you. I think I'm a different person, owing to you.
I actually had to look up how to romance Shadowheart in order to continue with the dialogue.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit. No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
Taking a long rest initially caused me to not get the cutscene that I wanted to see. Instead, you get to see this one.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer, fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed. You focus on the source of the power, but it is quiet and still. It needs to rest.
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me. And you can trust me. Because we don't have a choice. Not if we're going to save ourselves from these worms. I need you alive. You need me strong. Please, only be a taste, I swear. I'll be well, you'll be fine. And everything can go back to normal. Really? Of course. Not one drop more. Let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
It's like a shard of ice into your neck. A quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
Oh, of course. That was amazing. My mind is finally clear. I feel strong. I feel happy.
To be honest, I should have guessed by Astarion's eyes that he was a vampire spawn.
Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing. Now, if you'll excuse me, you're invigorating, but I need something more filling. This is a gift, you know. I won't forget it.
You watch as he stalks towards the forest, stronger, more confident, ready to hunt.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Good morning. How do you feel? It'll pass. Just be glad I'm not a true vampire. A bite from them and you might wake up as a vampire spawn. Like my good self. All of a vampire's hunger, but few of their powers. Oh no. I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time. That's my theory, but who knows? I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
A vampire? Well, that explains the pallor. Given our group's nature, I don't see much harm. We're each monsters in the making, after all.
Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty, to work together as a team.
Maybe we could get him to wear a bell. Dissuade any nighttime prowling.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
It seems to be the perfect night to spend a little time together. Just you and I. Assuming you haven't changed your mind, of course.
You made it. Come here. Sit with me. So eager. I'm surprised it took you this long. Well, to begin, I think a toast is in order. Any suggestions? Very practical. We could have toasted to that every night so far. Here's to many more. Survival. Now tell me something about yourself. And no tadpoles, dragons, marauding goblins, or anything like that. Something about you. Seems like you truly know the city. I never got to explore it to my liking. Don't stop now. Not just as things are getting interesting.
Out of all the things.
Oh, and what else do you find to be fair? You don't waste time, do you? There's still plenty of wine, and the whole night is ahead of us. Nearly light. The others will be awake soon. What? I know, but you're sweet to notice. Thank you for last night. Me too.
She trails off. You read an invitation in her eyes.
That didn't hurt, did it? Good to know. For the future. Let's head back, if we must.
All's well, I hope. No. I just wanted to see how you felt after the night we spent together. When we talked and kissed. I hope so too. Though I'm not sure what kind of courtship we'll be afforded, given all that we're facing. But if you want to see where this goes, I do as well. Very serious of you, but go ahead. Always good when I'm with you. Come over here, boy.
When we speak to Lae'zel after our night with Shadowheart, well, I'll let you see what Lae'zel has to say.
I have a confession. I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland. Now, well, you've earned my respect and more still. You've proven your wits. You are efficient and dominant, in and out of battle. You've proven your courage. I swear you would tear the horns off one dragon to plunge into another. And you're hardly bland. Your scent alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end.
We find out with our conversation with Lae'zel that there are two party members that want to be with us. The first one was Shadowheart, and now it's Lae'zel. I am kinda hoping my decision did not cause a conflict of interest.
If you must know, Vlaakith requires everything of her children. I can't count how many bruises I've inflicted. Can't measure how much blood I've drawn in the undying Queen's name. I know only blood red and death black. My mind is silver, and my body steel. I am what I must be. Say what I must be. To survive every beast I face and every wound I bear. Bah, enough talk. I will be plain. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later. But I want it all the same. Do you? Yes. Perhaps one night soon, I will come to your bunk and take what is mine. Until that night comes, I shall keep enjoying your scent.
I'm not surprised that the Gith's insane device didn't remove our tadpoles. I'm just disappointed. It's simple. Just find a vampire that will drink your blood and turn you into a vampire spawn. Their obedient puppet. In theory, the next step is to drink their blood. Once you've done that, you're free and a true vampire. People think the biggest threat to a vampire is a cleric with a stake. It's not. The biggest threat to a vampire is another vampire. They're scheming, paranoid, power-hungry beasts. So why would any vampire give up control over a spawn to create a competitor? Trust me, it doesn't happen. Why do you insist on exhuming the past? I was a slave. A vampire spawn. Kept by the Tsar family. Perhaps I still am. I was never able to resist their commands. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me again. I've already apologized. What more do you want? Unless you're looking for another nibble. No innocence. You have my word. Only villains that we need to kill anyway. After all, you know what I am now. I can fight with all my weapons. Teeth included. And if I happen to drain the occasional bandit during a fight, what's the harm? They're just as dead. As am I. I'm starting to feel a little peckish already.
The menacing Githyanki machine and its jagged pincers held no cure at all. Who could have thought? A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights. But I don't have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to. It could well be. She has the blighted thing. What I know of it is simply what has engraved itself upon my memory. My contract is very clear. I can bring Mizora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads. I'm so sorry to give you another reason to sleep restlessly, but it's my burden to bear. She won't touch you unless there's something there for her to take. Don't give her so much as an inkling there might be.
How can I help? Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. But it is a delicate process to keep my condition stable. I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close by. It will not be too much longer. We all have our burdens, one way or the other.
I was hoping you'd come to chat. What do you need? Very serious of you. But go ahead. Always good when I'm with you.
we have officially reached the end of episode 3 of Star Plays Baldur's Gate 3. There was quite a bit that happened in this episode. So much story, so little time. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Until the next time I upload, I hope to see you all on a paradise planet.